people wanna look this hit. My people wanna
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live. Why did you keep the mousetrap?
Life could be worse.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
This sucks.
Join in, folks. It's yodeling time.
I'm a bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Why did you keep the dish rack? These things used to be mine. I guess they're still, I want them back. Here at Lester's.
Elephant green screen effect.
I really don't want to be Iron Man anymore. In fact, I would rather be doomed than play Iron Man again. Doomed.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black.
Oh, I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
If you haven't subscribed to Lorraine yet and you're watching this, you suck.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lorena Creole, and no, you didn't miss anything. I accidentally wound up yeeting my usual underground club intro. It's archived safely somewhere, but I hit the wrong thing. So crazy stuff happening today, but I am glad that you are here with me and my amazing panel that I'm going to be bringing on, because this is a Spice Lounge where we throw that hot, spicy commentary about pop culture. We don't hold back. We keep it real. No spin, no pixie dust. No pixie dust. No, remember, pixie dust is a hell of a drug. You got to respect that stuff. So, folks, I see you guys starting to come on in. About 30 of you here. Of course, you know we are talking the Disney Q3 earnings bomb. I need a clip of the Gap Band singing "You Dropped a Bomb on Me." I should have to get that clip because that fits precisely for what's going on here. And if you're like, what are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about this.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like,
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be talking about with regards to the parks, because they did not get such good news about the parks. And as much as they tried to spin it, we got some folks on the panel who know the real deal about what's going on in the park. So we got that. Of course, we're talking D23 as well. And we've got hot topics to keep you guys up to date on. So first of all, let me say thank you, Go and Shogi, for gifting those 5 Reina Creole memberships. Thank you so very much. thanks to generous channel members like you sharing the love, you guys also get to share the love and enjoy, because as a channel member, we got to watch Godzilla -1 minus color on Sunday. So if you're a new member, one, thank Go and Shogi for that membership. Two, go to my YouTube channel page, click the community tab. You will see a members only post that will give you the webinar link to the member only watch party of Godzilla -1 minus color, and so many cool things coming up for you guys. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. So I'm going to bring in my first panelist. The usual suspects will drop in if and when they can. But of course, you know him from Follow the Bradley's Fun. So Ron Bradley, how are you doing, my dear?
Oh, sorry. I was doing my best impersonation of Tiana's Bayou Adventure animatronics.
Oh, you got to do the T-pose.
I don't think I have enough room for those. She's like this.
with
and
then one of them where she's, and the other one where she's kind of like sitting there. And I'm just like, is she supposed to be saying something? She's just kind of staring, and there's the, crickets in the background. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think so.
It's really funny that Tiana's Bayou Adventures initials are in fact TBA.
Yeah. To be announced is what it should have stayed as, but we all know how that goes.
Be determined.
BD. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
To not be animatronic. How's everybody doing out there? I see some good friends in the chat. You got Keely Chow and
so
Dadman
many.
Grass, Go and Shogi, Nita's out there. Look at all these wonderful faces.
So many of you guys. Thank you. I am so glad of all you guys being here. Appreciate it so very much. Disney bomb. I thought you meant a movie. Well, I'm going to touch on that. Hang on. So I'm going to bring in my next panelist, which I'm very excited to bring in because, like me, she also has a problem with all of those amazing Disney tchotchkes and things that you want, and it keeps calling to you. And I'm like, no, I don't want to buy it. And it's like, dang it. All right, I have to buy it because it's so cool and it gives you such great memories. So please welcome, folks, Erica of Erica and Rob YouTube channel. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. The struggle is real when it comes to that infernal Disney merch. I feel like that's its own pixie dust in its own right.
It is, because
I can't break it. As much as I'm trying so hard.
It's just so strong, isn't it?
Unless it's a popcorn bucket, I won't buy it at full price.
I go through a whole thing of, okay, am I going to use it? That's my biggest thing.
Look, I'll show you.
Am I going to use it?
Yes. It's like, are you going to use it? No.
Popcorn buckets galore.
You got the music box popcorn bucket too. No. As soon as the cast member turned it on and it started to go around and it gave me Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas vibes, I was screwed.
Like,
I even got the new weird Donald Duck one from Magic Kingdom.
Oh, the Munchling?
The Munchling Duck, yeah. Actually, I got it before they knew that it was coming out. The people were unpacking it at the popcorn stand, and they're like, yeah, we just got this today. We don't know what it is. I think it's for Donald Duck's, was it 90th birthday or something like that? They're like, okay. Well, the cast members are not so well informed these days as they used to be. They just don't get the memos.
No. Yeah. Like, popcorn buckets. Maybe I should start to put these out. yeah, you might want to do that. But yeah, I know it's just like I didn't pay full price for this. Okay, this was $7.99 at the Character Warehouse, which is the Marshalls for Disney merchandise. Okay.
I try not to pay full price. I got family that could help a sister out, but they don't get me started.
They
Just
don't.
too busy, and it's just difficult. Yes, ma'am. You be careful, because I got Venmo, and I will wire you all kinds of money to go shopping for me.
Oh, because one thing I definitely love doing is shopping with other people's money. I mean, my dad was awful at getting Christmas presents. I kid you not. So he just would. I remember one year he just gave me money to go shop for presents.
Oh, no.
And that was like the best presents anybody got from my dad that year. Because I went and bought it. I'm like, it's not my money. Get this. Get this. My mother's like, oh, this is a really nice gift. I'm like, yes, it is. Oh no, it's something else. But you know, when it's merchandise that's value way exceeds how much you're willing to pay for it, that's when it's like, okay,
Erica,
I'm happy with it. I need it.
How much are you willing to pay for this cast member safety and health handbook? This
probably
is
know
legit.
who.
Look at that. This is.
I probably
Oh my
know
gosh. I wonder if that's funnier than the How Clean is Clean video that I had to watch when I was a research assistant at NASA. And then when I found out how clean really is
there a date stamp on that book?
Well,
I was gonna,
like when it was published.
George Kalogridis, who I've met many times, and Michael Cole Glazier. I think this was when George was the president of Walt Disney World. George used to be a frequent guest of the last restaurant that I worked at Disney World. Nice guy, likes his coffee a very specific way. I was afraid to meet him at first, but once I got started talking to him, I think he's retired now, but he was a super nice guy. I was like one of the most down to earth Disney execs ever. I met a lot of Disney execs that way. I barely met Josh D'Amaro one time. Never met Bob Iger, but a lot of the Imagineers. I met the head of the Imagineering team. I don't know. This was 3 or 4 years ago. They were all nice, but I was a fellow cast member at the time, so I guess it's their job to be nice. So I kind of have to be, right?
Ooh, I heard about the Ubisoft okie doke.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It just seems to be a trend everywhere now. It's just fake reviews, paid reviews, just to push.
Wait. Ubisoft is paying? Ubisoft, I'll do reviews for you.
But you have to say nice things. I mean, you can't say stuff like, the gameplay is ass and, the graphics, my Sega Genesis has better, had better graphics than that. Or, the fact that I have to be forced to pick pronouns or something like that. They don't want you saying. They don't want you saying.
My son told me the other day, he was like, Mom, we just don't talk about Ubisoft. We just don't. No, we changed the subject.
We don't. It's not how it's not how it used to be. And
you can always tell when I'm lying because it comes out like, those Ubisoft games are some of the greatest games that I've ever played, and I'm telling you the absolute truth. Really, I am.
Too funny. Oh, Nita, yeah, somebody told me that. They're just like, yes, you need to get the Daenerys Targaryen blonde. And I mentioned that to my hairdresser, and she just started squealing, which means she'd be getting more of my YouTube money. to do that.
What to do with mine for this season? I'm torn between going lighter or doing like black and white.
I say go for it. Go for it. Steel Leg of History. Thank you. Been a member for 27 months. I sure appreciate that, my dear. So proud of you. Thanks for always being there for us. Slowly getting better. Be blessed. Dude, I saw your video on Twitter. Man, bit by bit, you are recovering and just awesome. I saw you doing your physical therapy with your fake leg. I tell you, you've come a long way. I'm so proud of you, my dear, and I'm always here for you guys. I mean, I'll do stuff like
I
watch
need
the
to
Acolyte.
follow him on
I have a
Twitter.
fun note about. I have a fun note about that, and this is a very interesting thing. It was my test to know whether I was very, very serious about this or not. But in 1999, I went to massage therapy school. Okay. And you do clinicals, right? So you don't get paid. You're paying to go to school. People come in, they pay a lot less money for a massage from you as a student than they would going to a regular. My first massage, I'm not kidding you. I meet the gentleman and go in, let him know to dress down to his comfort level, get under the sheet, and I go in there, and his leg was sitting on the side of the massage table. He was a diabetic. He had lost his leg, I guess, due to whatever happens to that circumstance. And it was interesting because it was the first time that, as a massage therapist, you learn this. You actually massage the leg that's not there. You do the whole thing, but if you do it as if it was there, it's called a spirit leg or whatever. But they feel it when you do that, and it was a really, really interesting experience for me, and it was quite a surprise for sure. For that to be the very first clinical massage that I would ever do, but it turned out well. I actually excelled at massage school. I got every single award that the school offered, and I did that for a little while. There's other stories I won't tell you why I got out of it.
Well, sorry, go ahead, dear. Yeah. See, I didn't know that today. I didn't know that.
That was a steel leg on the side of the on the side of the massage table was a steel leg standing up.
Steel Leg is so cool, and he's got a great gaming channel. So check that out when you get a chance. Joey, it's like Jurassic fan Joey, who's been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Says, "Woo! I got my Haunted Mansion tumbler. Thank you. You are very welcome. Very welcome, my dear. Glad I could get that for you. That is quickly a very difficult item.
It finally went on pre-order sales on Shop Disney here in Europe, and I nabbed one just because. So it's like now or never. You're never gonna get it.
You were never going to get it if you do not get it when you see it. I'm keeping an eye out for restock, but I have never seen a Starbucks tumbler like that literally just
I don't have one at all
disappear.
I don't drink Starbucks in the large thing like that. And then I'm picky about Starbucks stuff. I'll buy the Disney Starbucks stuff, but the regular Starbucks, I'm like, nah.
But this one, with the fact that instead of Disney World, it says Haunted Mansion on it.
I know, with the emblem. And it matches my costume perfectly.
Oh, man. Okay. No, don't answer that. Please don't answer that on screen. If you see another, okay, yeah.
I'll 300-pound male.
I skipped. Yeah, I skipped.
A 300-pound married male.
There's a reason I didn't read that. If you see another one, Reina, I want one. Okay, well, if I do see one, like I said, I'm limited to getting 2 every time I go. So if I have one for sale, I will let you know via post on my community tab. And
I gotta work around for that.
Ooh, we gotta talk. We have got to talk.
Come back next shift.
Oh my gosh, let's see. Raiders. We got that Game Place Raiders in here. 71 of you guys in here. Thank you so very much. Man, it is, let's see. Oh gosh, 19 minutes in. This is how we do. We ramble, but we are going to blaze through a couple of hot topics, which I think is very important for you guys to find out before we start I guess hauling out the popcorn,
I almost made popcorn
pitchforks,
too.
the extreme laughter, and the reality check that we are going to give you. There you go. The reality check that we are going to give you with respect to what the earnings call said about the, what do they call it? Was it the softening, the, what was it? Economic pressures on low income consumers.
That was like the
Wait,
most
is that what they
degrading
said?
comment I heard. I'm like, what kind of peasant shit is that?
Did they really say that?
Yeah,
That's what they
Iger
said?
Yes,
did.
they
Wasn't it
did.
Iger?
Yeah,
I
it was
think it was-
Iger. He pretty much said in so
Yeah.
many words, the poor people are having issues.
Yeah, the low income. That's exactly what he said. The
He
low
said
income.
low income, lower income consumers. Yes, we are going to talk about that because the
That
fact
was
that
annoying. I'm
the
like, are
fact
you
that
serious?
someone approved that, that's something that would never come out of Walt Disney's mouth. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I remember when I went, Disney was all about, hey, it's affordable to come here because this is all the stuff that we give you. And there was no distinction whether you were a deluxe guest or a value guest or a day guest or anything. It's like, hey, you're all here and it's an equal opportunity for us to take your money. That's it. They were no respect of persons. But for them to actually come out and say, and we're going to get to that there's some
Tell me you're catering to the rich without telling me you're catering to the rich.
Exactly.
It's a little worse than that too, because by
Yeah.
using that kind of language, you're kind of distinguishing yourself as one of those elitist. I hate to get political, but that is the language of elitist liberals, like the
Yeah, no,
Hollywood
it is.
height.
It really,
It's like you're
it
beneath
really is.
me. You know, it had a very condescending, like beneath me tone. It just the undertone. I'm like, why would you even say anything like that? Anything like that?
That's
Well,
because, and I'm going to say, from living in the Hollywood bubble for 5 years of hell, yes, I will call it that, hell
I mean,
between
to be
local taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, a 10% income tax, and just the crap that goes on. The whole attitude there is, forget you fly over people. You're basically peons. Keep buying our stuff, and we can talk to you however we want to talk to you. It's not our fault you're poor. Literally, that is the attitude that they have. It's
and
just like
define poor exactly.
anything
define
under
low income people,
$100,000 a
because
year.
families making $250,000 a year right now would be struggling to go to Disney World. I don't care who you are, where you're from. You're not low income if you're making $250,000 a year, and you're still struggling to try and take your basic Disney vacation, because when you have 10 grand and it costs you 10 grand to take two kids to Disney for 5 days and stay in the medium level hotel, you can do so much more with that money.
You so can, and we're totally gonna get to that, because it is, even if you only have, I'll put it this way, even if you're at $100,000, which is considered poverty level, according to these folks, and well, in California it pretty much is, it's something else, but we're going to get to that. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for that $1.99. Greetings to my fellow peons.
But just out of curiosity, by Bob Iger making that statement, did he not insult literally like 90% of all cast members that work for the company?
I
Yes.
didn't even think of that. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because there are very few cast members that work for Disney that would not be considered low income, because they only pay low income for the majority of the jobs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but they get in free and get those Disney perks. I guess that's where he justifies it.
Well, I guess he doesn't hear about the cast members who I've talked to, and I used to do that all the time when I would come in from out of town. I'd, talk to the cast members, would ask them stuff, about their job, how they're doing. And they're telling me how they have to literally sleep in their car. Why? It is too expensive for them to drive all the way to Polk County and then come back to work. And God forbid their hours get cut. I used to hear cast members talking about their hours getting cut for that week that they weren't expecting. So there's things that they weren't able to pay for their families because their hours are getting cut. Or the fact that there's some people who aren't getting enough hours to make full time because they can just give hours to the, really, really part-timers
Yeah,
instead.
well,
It is,
What, the college program kids?
those college
yes.
program kids. I have a friend who was in the college program not too long ago, and I went over and saw his apartment. There are 4 people stuffed in the apartment, each one of them paying $800 a month, $3,200 a month for an apartment that's maybe 800 square feet. Really small, really, I mean, they're nice because they're brand new, but $3,200 a month. If they actually stayed somewhere else, they could get probably a better apartment even for $2,200 a month. But beyond that, Disney takes that money out of their paycheck before they ever see it. Most of those college program kids end up with a weekly paycheck of around $40-$50, and then Disney wants them to go spend it right back in the parks. And it's and it's a culture, right? So they're training these kids to come back and work for the company, and then continue to split their rents as single people. And you'll see 6 to 8 like 20 something to even 30 something people renting houses in this area. That's how they're making ends meet to be able to work at Disney. They might be paying $4,000, $5,000 a month to rent a house, but there's 8 of them. And it's bothersome when you also are trying to raise a family and your next door neighbor is 8 college, our 20 something kids working for Disney, all different schedules, all different hours of the day, all different noise. And like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? It's that's one of the toughest parts of living in Orlando. Seriously.
It really is. My, both of my god brothers did the college program, and the stories that they would tell me, it definitely wasn't what they expected. Some college program participants who I talked to, they were just like, yeah, we don't get paid really well. They don't get, there's perks that they don't get. Although at the time, and this was like maybe 10 years ago, between 20 and 5 years ago, that the Disney company was reputable enough that you were willing to, I'll go no sleep and, and take the hit and, and live with all these people because I have Disney on my resume and that would actually mean something. Now, it don't mean anything whatsoever, but it's cheap labor, which is exactly what it is. So yeah, Disney is not a good neighbor, which is why I like to remind people that Florida is not California and Burbank is not Lake Buena Vista. In Florida, Disney is not seen as a very good neighbor at all, which I found out trying to fight with the governor of the state of Florida. Let's see. Keely Chow has been from 19 months since Bob Iger is an independent. Good riddance. They're going to have to do something because the stock is in it's going down. It's going down. That's what I like to call going down to like hell on a rocket. Let's see. OCDD, good to see you. Says I mentioned it on Ron's stream earlier, but I got there late. Can you find out if they did away with the virtual queue for Tron during the Halloween party? The site says standby. OCDD, let me look into that because I'm going Friday. Tron I pretty much ignore because the ride's just a waste of time. So I haven't paid attention to that. But let me see. Because I think they tried to do virtual queue last year and it went over like a candy bar in a swimming pool. So this is why I think they're probably doing this. But I will check and I will get back to you. I will let you know because I'm going to be streaming live on Friday from the first party. So I'll be able to answer that. Yeah, Friday, 8:15 p.m. I will be at the Halloween party. You know what? In the best spot to watch the parades and the stage show and the fireworks. So make sure you don't miss that. And let's see. Kiss My Grit says Reina Creole and Follow Bradley's Fun. You know TBA is bad even when Drew Smith is constantly criticizing it now. Ron, I know you've met Drew.
Yeah, we know Drew. I love Drew. We had a long conversation about it last time we were in the Critter Co-op together, and Drew, he's one of the most enthusiastic guys when it comes to Disney stuff, and I can appreciate cheerleading when I think we all used to be, right? It used to be like Disney, everything they touched turned to gold. It's just not that way anymore, and he's out there now. Some of his takes on X is like, what the heck are they doing? Why can't they get this ride to work? The animatronics are broken all the time. It's even turned him off. And when you have that somebody who is that much into the pixie dust, right? Like, not because he's a pixie duster, but because he really has that genuine enthusiasm, and you turn him off, that's not a good look, Disney. It's that's not a good look at all. And I guess for me, it's mostly been since the reopening. Well, I think when I saw them first charge for calling lightning lanes, changing over lightning lanes from Fast Pass and Genie Plus and all that, I'm like, what the heck are they doing? Because the biggest thing that we used to tout is, oh, look how much that Express Pass is over at Universal. That thing costs so much money. And over here, free Fast Pass. And hey, as a DVC representative, knife. As a DVC representative, I was like, and if you want to sign up right now, I can get you like 4 free Fast Passes per person. It was such an easy incentive to give out. I talked to the DVC people that are still working there now, and they're like, yeah, we got nothing. I feel bad for them. I really do.
Yeah, I tell you, it's with Drew. I haven't met him in person. I do follow him on Twitter, and he genuinely wanted this ride to do well. It's just like, I know I'm salty and I have my reasons for being salty, but if you can't deliver an attraction for the people who want to see it and ride it, if they're not able to enjoy it, if you can't meet that customer's expectations, forget the heck what I think. You can't even deliver the bare minimum. Because if you were looking forward to this ride, because there's some people who were, they really were, it's disappointing that they aren't able to enjoy it. And that's the crux of the problem that's going on with this thing.
I would say that Disney is no longer able to bring the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities.
Simple bare necessities of life. Although I will say, Country Bears re-theme, maybe there's something with that, considering they took some of the animatronics out of the Splash Mountain attraction to plus up those animatronics. But 80 of you folks in here, we are talking the Disney Q3 call because daggone it, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And so bye-bye to hot topics besides one of the hot topics you already saw in the trailer. Thank you so much, Ruby Who, for gifting that Reina Creole membership. I do appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And yes, this is from Pirates and Princesses, the blog that is run by Clownfish TV. My friends over there at Clownfish TV, Neon and Geeky Sparkles. She sure does. And I love the fact that I work with them and pass information and let them know what I see at the parks. And and all of that. And it's one of Camera Girl's favorite channels to watch on YouTube. So here we go. Disney streaming finally turns a profit while theme parks begin to waver. And I'm going to say profits in quotes, and we're going to get to that. Now, what you have to understand about these earnings calls, okay, is that they're mostly for Disney to tap dance and say how good that they are doing to these institutional stockholders. Basically, it's please don't dump our stock. So we're going to give you the best impression of what's going on. We're not going to introduce any language that will make you seriously question what we're doing. As someone who's worked in corporate America, and I've had to put together presentations like the ones that Disney does. Actually had executive notes on this one, which was new. I've had to do that with the whole thing of, no, we can't tell them that. We have to word it a different way. Well, how the heck do you want me to freaking word? You have to word it more effusive language. So basically, it's okay, I'm past 30 minutes. It's basically like polishing a turd. That's pretty much what it is when Disney does that. It's like they have to polish that and and sell it to you, which is what they did. So when they're talking about turning a profit, not so fast. And
they're turning a turd.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They're not at the point, to quote Ben Stiller's Much Wiser Dad in Zoolander. It's like basically you have to be so smooth that you could wrap a turd in foil and sell it to the queen as earrings. That's not happening now with this. So getting into this right here, the Walt Disney Company's Q3 earnings report has come out ahead of its investor call. And like many of its attractions, there are ups and downs. Disney Plus and Hulu streaming services turned a profit while their theme park performance dipped. So apparently the company's revenue was $23.2 billion, slightly outperforming the $0.1 billion that the expectation was out there. So yeah, you beat it by that much. But here's the thing. Hulu. Okay. Does that give anyone pause when you hear that? When you hear about Hulu? I'll actually explain it in a bit. They listen to the same call I did.
I totally had a brain fart here.
Oh no, that's okay, because they want you to not know. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, they're conflating the two of them. They haven't completely bought out Hulu yet, right? They only still own part of it.
Bing, bing, bing. Iger didn't talk about this in the call. They are still in dispute about how much Disney has to pay Comcast.
Oh, so he's acting like they own it? Like it's in the fold?
He's making it seem like, okay, it's like, yes, Disney Plus and Hulu, but Disney Plus is finally turning a profit. Hulu's always turned a profit. Hulu is a joint venture with Comcast. So they claim Hulu now because they have a stake in it.
Right.
So with Disney Plus, I think it's like three. When did Disney Plus come out? About three or 4 years for it to actually to turn a profit. And with turning a profit, I don't know if you guys heard, but they decided to up the prices for Disney Plus. Yeah. It's going up for, I think, by $2 for the ad-based tier, and $2 for the no ad base. I think with no ads, it's $17 now. Compare that with, I think I pay like about $22 for no ads on Netflix, and there's always freaking something for me to watch on Netflix. Between Netflix and Hulu, there's always something to watch on Hulu. But the fact that they would make it seem like, oh, it's Disney Plus and Hulu turning a profit. Well, me looking at the numbers, the only reason that's really actually turned a profit is because of Hulu. And even if it is, they still have to cough up to $5 billion more to buy out Hulu. They can only claim a portion of Hulu's profits because they do not own Hulu outright. And Comcast is like, want to buy us out? Guess what? This is how much it's going to cost you.
They're sending Dr. Evil over. It'll be $5 billion.
$billion.
Who's the CEO of Comcast? Are probably, they're stroking the hairless cat and something like that right now. I mean, literally, I'm not kidding.
It's too bad. Chapek looked a lot like Dr. Evil, man. It was...
He did, man.
Did you see what the stock price is doing now? It's like, and no financial.
Valiant.
No financial advice, but it's 85.
I believe I did. Let's see. I am looking at, let's see, what time is it? Ooh. Let's see. 86. And that was at 350. And
85.96, I think.
They don't have, well, this is from the Seeking Alpha site, so I'm not on Market or Market Watch. So they're not 359. Oh, well, yeah, $86. The market closes at, market closes at 4:30. Right? No, market closes at 4. Wow. 86. It's 80. Ooh, dang.
What an appropriate number. 86 Disney.
God.
Jeez.
85.96, 4.43. Ooh. You know what? If it would have hit like a 5% difference, that would have been an automatic trading halt.
Oh,
I think it's 5. Is it 5% or 10? I think it's 5%. That if for some reason a stock price drops by more than 5% within that day, they will halt trading of that ticker. But yeah, closed at 85.30. Dang.
Jeez.
No confidence. And it's for these reasons that that we're talking about, because not only because when they're talking about streaming, here's something else to keep in mind that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, Crunchyroll. I do subscribe to Crunchyroll, and I gladly do. Why? Because all of my anime that I want to watch, that I'm not patient enough to wait for it to hit Hulu, I'll go to Crunchyroll. And there's stuff that will drop on Crunchyroll way before it drops on Hulu. So I gladly pay for Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll, they have more subscribers than what's the other one? I believe than Peacock. Okay. Peacock offers a wider array of content because it's not a niche service like Crunchyroll, but Crunchyroll is making a good amount of money. And compare that, with the fact that Disney Plus still has to pay for Hulu. They still do. And I haven't seen anything really with Disney Plus. It's like with their catalog, because they are not like Netflix. And I remember years ago when institutional investors were asking Bob Iger, they were like, Netflix has original stuff that's coming out. Hulu has original stuff. What are you guys going to do? And Iger was basically like, oh, people are going to come for our huge catalog of material. So we really don't feel a need to put things new that are out there. And then
they
the
didn't release
pandemic
all of
hit.
it.
You know, to be
They didn't
honest,
release
I
all of
think
it.
that I actually think that they've probably lost subscribers with the stuff that they've put out. And had they just put out their old content library, they might be doing better.
Can you imagine if we could get like all that vaulted stuff?
I would love.
There's
Man,
one
that's why I
particular movie that
subscribed.
I mean, they're missing one particular movie that I know that a lot of people really enjoy. That they
never released my all-time favorite movie, which is Summer Magic with Haley Mills. That is my all-time favorite movie in the world, and not even in any other country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? Just one movie, dudes? One movie? You have come on.
They seem to be holding back on their Fox properties as well. They don't have nearly as much stuff that they could. I don't know. It's a really strange streaming service.
I am curious though, what with people let's just call it what it is. People are boycotting Disney. And what's going to happen once this merger happens? Will people start unplugging from Hulu also? Because they're so fed up with Disney and they don't want their money supporting them at all. All these people that unplugged to Disney Plus, and now they're kind of being re-roped back in through Hulu. I'm just sitting here wondering how many of those people are going to figure out how they've manipulated their way to bring back those subscribers. Because I figured that out and I said, nope. And I did not renew with Hulu when my card was, my account information was stolen. I just kind of left it alone.
I think it's going to depend on what it is that you want to watch. There's some people who really want to keep Disney Plus. I do not, because I don't think that it's really worth it. I've had Hulu for like over 10 years. So for me, it's more of like, I'm a wait and see right now, because I get so much content that's pushed through Hulu, especially the originals that the Fox studio was working on, like Shogun, pretty much everything that Disney didn't do that Iger's claiming credit for. Shogun, The Bear, Abbott Elementary, stuff like that. So I think with Hulu, I think what will happen, this is just me prognosticating, everything Disney touches turns to crap. So if Disney takes over, they finally pay Hulu, and yes, Daniel Hall, I am aware of that, which is why that thing is still in dispute right now. Disney IT is awful. The Disney Plus interface is awful. They port that over to Hulu. The quickest way to lose people is when you give them a crap UI and it's a pain in the butt to deal with, like Peacock's UI. Yes, I'm calling you out, Universal, for that one. Well, Comcast. The UI is crap. You're not going to stay. And so more than likely, that's probably what will happen. And they'll just jump to something else, because I see a lot of overlay between Hulu and, like, say, Netflix with some titles that they have. So
I'm seeing ads for a bundle for 3. There's Hulu, Disney, and another one.
Hulu, Disney, and Max.
Max, there you go. That was it. For all 3 of them for like one price. And I'm like, nah. I mean, I have Max, but I'm good with that.
I get Max for free with AT&T wireless right now with the plan that I have. Although I may be changing that because literally everything I mostly watch is between Amazon Prime and Netflix. So it's kind of like, I don't need you. I can put that money into my Crunchyroll subscription, where I can, watch all my cool anime. But let's see, they had a bump in subscribers from a year ago. Hulu also saw an increase in subscribers, hitting 51.1 million. That's probably because of bundling. And their bundles, including Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, to increase those numbers. But yes, the price increases may also cost them a lot of subscribers. And I truly do believe that, because people, in case some of you folks at Disney haven't noticed, we've been in a recession, and families are having to make choices between luxuries and essentials. Internet is pretty much what you really need. That is an essential. Disney Plus is not an essential.
Oh, my dad would argue that heavily.
Especially for those low income folk. You know, that's us low income folk making under $500,000 a year.
Oh, for years, my dad was like, internet, computers, what is that's a luxury. It's not a necessity. Took us years to get into the even stay up with the 20th century.
That's like it's like my dad. It's just like internet, it's not working. I'm like, okay, why do I gotta fix stuff like this? I had to fix DVD player, put internet in my aunt's house in rural Florida, literally put that together. I'm like, yeah, for me it's a necessity, just for me being a geek. But I get you. It's like, yeah, I need internet. Yes, you do.
My mom pretty much got it behind his back years ago. Just kind of, slowly forced.
And then you get hooked.
Oh yeah, now they're hooked. Well, nowadays, yeah, now you have to have it, even to have television, really.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Izzo, for tipping $5. I sure do appreciate that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your support of my channel. That is just awesome. And since you tipped, I gotta hit you with this.
This is pathetic.
Join in, folks. It's yodeling time.
Here at Lester's
Elephant green screen effect.
Thank you so much for that, Izzo. Oh man, I love Goofy movie. It's just the best. It's just the best. Hey, Steve.
When are they bringing that band to Rock and Roller Coaster? That's like the biggest rumor, is that once Aerosmith goes out, it's going to be I don't even remember the name of the band from the Goofy movie.
Powerline?
Powerline. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? It would make sense, because if you change it to something like Powerline, you don't have to worry about changing it again. Like Aerosmith, you look if you go through the queue now, like, oh yeah, I remember when Aerosmith looked like that 30 years ago.
I know. I'm just like, oh, he does not look like that now. It's like when I show people pictures of Axl Rose. Now I'm like, he looks way different.
That's so long ago. Liv Tyler doesn't even look that good anymore.
But they could do that because of the guitar and everything. If they do it right, that could work. But present day Imagineering, I don't know. Steve says streaming in general is ruining a lot of stuff. In the city where I live, there are no stores that sell physical media now. It's bad. Ooh, man, that's just no way.
You have to go online and order stuff then, I guess. It's kind of like that here, I suppose. We have a little computer repair shop on base, and they have DVDs and old video games and video game consoles. But come to think of it, when we go out in the German economy, I don't really see DVDs or even CDs anywhere.
Sometimes Sometimes I miss getting my little Netflix DVD in the envelope and opening my little mailbox and pulling the DVD out and saying, "I wonder how long I'll keep this before I send it back or forget that I have it." And I guess what, Redbox is out of business now, right? Redbox just
they went belly up. The only place that I see DVDs prominently displayed is at Walmart. Like the dollar bin, $5 bin.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
They have them there. If you go to like Walgreens, they'll like have them. Or my favorite place to go, the thrift store.
Oh, true.
Yeah, you get a lot of good stuff at the thrift store.
You get a lot of good stuff, and where I live, you can get a lot of good Disney stuff at the
fun.
Yeah, especially at the Lakeland Antique Mall. I could spend hours in there, like all day. And it's not just the Disney stuff. It's just I find things that like my grandmother and her siblings would have in their houses, and it just brings back a flood of like family memories walking through there.
I saw a video of that, and I'm like, I have to go and check that out because
it's great. I love visiting.
So awesome. But yeah, Disney still claims that its streaming profitability will be better in Q4 and that ESPN Plus will be profitable this as well. This time around, ESPN lost money. You're much more optimistic than I am. I really think that they do not understand yet again how price sensitive people are right now with the economy. You put Disney Plus up against all the other streaming services, they have to compete with YouTube. That's another thing that people don't understand. Yeah. Disney Plus has to compete with YouTube, TikTok, and you have to have something that's actually worth watching. And Tubi is free. Pluto TV is free. Tubi,
freebie.
What Murdoch bought that with the Disney money that he got when Iger bought Fox. Guess what? Used that money and he got Tubi. And you can watch a whole bunch of stuff on there. Freebie is on as part of Amazon now. So you can go on Freebie. You've got niche streamers like Shudder for horror films, Crunchyroll for anime, for people who are like, you know what, I just want to pay for the type genre, that I want to see. I can see those being profitable, but Disney Plus, what's on it that's actually worth anything? The Acolyte.
Dude, YouTube's got everything from paranormal. It's just amazing the talent that's out there. We just came across a new YouTube channel. It was just scrolling and digging around. And this guy does paranormal stuff, and his videos are every bit as well polished as what you would see like on Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters. And it's just amazing. And then we found some like law enforcement and some documentary content creators, and this stuff is like top quality content. I mean, it's just crazy what YouTube has,
And on Tubi, there's a movie called Not for Sale with Dean Cain and starring myself. That's shameless plug.
I can't get Tubi out here. I've tried.
You can actually find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It always knows in Germany. Sorry, we're not in your region.
But I know with like my nieces and nephews, all they watch is YouTube.
Yeah.
That's it. They watch YouTube. They might watch HBO Max, maybe, barely. No. But all they want to watch is YouTube. Like when I told my nephew, I'm like, yeah, I'm streaming gaming. He's like, oh, do you do like, you mean like Preston? I'm like, who the heck is Preston? And he shows me, and I'm like, oh, YouTubers, okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah, man. Yeah, gaming YouTubers that are 17 years old and worth millions of
Mhm.
dollars.
That's
I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
dear Lord.
crazy. It's nuts. See, I would love
Yeah.
that too, Mamasaurus Rex.
Are they
If
not
you
there?
bring back like the old Disney Channel, like 90s Disney Channel, I freaking love that.
Is that stuff not
It's like
on
new
Disney
stuff.
Plus? Should be.
I
I
don't know
think
if Tailspin is. I thought Rescue Ranger, or they came out with a different Rescue Rangers
they
last I
came
had
out
seen.
they came
Oh
out
The
with
yeah.
new one.
one
Yeah.
called like Park Life. So they do have the old stuff, but it's like how many times it's like how long are you gonna rent the old stuff? Which is effectively, what
What was weird is I could get the
when
Cinderella live, which I loved the Cinderella live action. That is my
I do
I
too.
can rewatch that one all the time because it was just so well done.
Oh
I
yeah.
can get it here on the German Disney Plus, or when I had Disney Plus. In the States, nope. Unless
It's
it's
actually
Spain.
on. It's on right now. That is one of their ones they recycle. It'll be on for 3 months. It'll go off for 3 months. It'll be on for 3 months.
That's
It'll
the
go off for
cycle.
3 months.
3 months, golly.
I don't know if it's exactly 3 months. I'm just saying, like, I just
Mhm.
know that it cycles because it's funny when you look on Disney Plus and it says new this week, Cinderella, and you're like, wait, that's new?
That was
Because
it.
like, how does that even work?
Shouldn't
But
that
yeah,
be in your permanent library? I mean, it's Cinderella.
Right.
Why?
That's
I'm sorry. I'm
ridiculous.
like, why is that on a rotation? Like, just put it on there and leave it there.
DuckTales. Man, y'all are giving me
Oh, man.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
All the good.
They could take off the
All the
live action Beauty and the Beast. I'd be okay with that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Anything
miss
with
that
one.
one. Gaming YouTubers make millions a year, and everyone wonders why nobody wants to work or learn skills. I learned it from watching you. Yeah, my niece is like obsessed with wanting a YouTube channel. I mean, I like it that she thinks I'm cool, and she tell people, "Well, my auntie has a YouTube channel. I can show you." She's like, "I want a YouTube channel." I'm like, "No, you need to go to school." She's like, "I want a YouTube channel." I said, "One of these days we're going to sit down and I'm going to give you an economic lesson
Yeah,
about
show 'em how it
YouTube,"
works.
which people do not seem to really understand. So, yeah. Yeah. But now it's funny, one of the fastest growing categories on YouTube is how to do stuff, how to fix a leak, how to, rewire this, how to do that, how to change the oil, change the oil in
Maybe
your
Disney
car.
maintenance should watch some of those videos.
I think so.
Maybe
Yes. I think
DIY
they should.
Halloween stuff. Because, if I were in
Speaking
the
of the
States,
theme parks, yeah, that knowledge has gone. It's just like I don't remember stuff breaking down like this all the
Sewage.
time.
Ugh.
That's crazy. But yes, theme parks. Okay, so we're going to talk about this section of the earnings call because from what I understand, and I hope I starred that. First of all, 60 of you guys are here watching. Thank you so much. Please do hit that like button and share the stream out. Let's see. I think thank you, Avarice Carmageddon. Thank you for that. They only had Q&A on their earnings call and not even the presentation portions. 5 questions, then ran away. Okay, so that makes sense why, and I'm going to show you why they dropped this. I have never seen a quote unquote executive commentary. And I was wondering why they did this because I came on late to the call, but noticed it was kind of short. But it looks like this is what they did. They dropped this to show people. You notice it's like, oh, it's in color. It matches, the Walt Disney Company website, and it just basically puts into a pretty package with executive commentary from Bob Iger and the CFO of what the earnings report is. So they didn't want to. They didn't want to talk about it. Usually they'll actually present those things like Bye Bye Girl get on and he'll do a soft shoe, and CFO will get on and do a soft shoe as well. But this I haven't seen before. And wow, that is just the fact that they're running away from the institutional investors right now, real concerning. Very, very, very much concerning. And I also noticed that during the call, and I'm forgetting the name. I'm forgetting the guy's name. It sounds like he has a Indian name. Every earnings call, he comes up with a question that is such a curveball that Iger has a real problem answering it. It's one of the realest questions ever. That's probably why they put him last. To kind of say, oh, okay, well, maybe, the times were out, but he asked real pointed questions about the parks.
He didn't get much of an answer either.
Yeah, no, he didn't. And
it was all just word salad.
And I'm just like, how did they let this guy on? Oh, sorry.
I wish they could be blunt about their questions. It's like, just ask what you want to ask already and forget the consequences. Don't you have the upper hand in a way?
It's like yes and no. They're all this group, they play golf, they go to each other's retreats, and they'll only rock the boat but so much unless you've been there long enough. Because I noticed the person who asked the first question, and I think she was from Morgan Stanley. They're like, oh, just limit your questions to one question. She's like, yeah, I got 2 questions to ask. Just her tone of voice was like, I just don't care. I have 2 questions to ask. She asked about the streaming and specifically asked about the parks.
And I don't think he answered her second question.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, because he kept going on and on in a roundabout way, and he never even got to the second.
Can I translate something that I'm reading on the screen right now?
Because which section? Because I'll get to that one real quick.
Well, I wanted to read this where it says while we are actively monitoring attendance part. That is some really sly wording in there. While we're actively monitoring attendance and guest spending and aggressively managing our cost base. Okay. What they're saying is, based on the fact that we don't see people coming in, we're also giving them much, much less to come in for. Okay. We don't see people coming in, so we're not incentivizing them. We're going to take everything away anyway, and we're not going to spend a damn thing on these parks because we don't care about them anymore. The Q4 experienced the segment operating income to decline by mid-single digits. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is such a BS spin on what is happening. What they should be saying is we're neglecting the parks because we overshot the thought that people would have more pent-up demand from the closures, that we thought that demand would last for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and it lasted for maybe 9 to 12 months, and then it was gone, and people are going elsewhere. And then we also offended them, and we went to war with the state of Florida, and we got all kinds of things leaked about our politics that a lot of traditional families might not like. I mean, it's just so much, and they're trying to spin this, and the fact that it's flat out. It goes into what I had said earlier. Disney needs to when we were talking earlier today, Disney needs to admit when they made a freaking mistake and fix it, and they don't do
Yeah,
this.
and
They don't,
another
so
thing I'm
annoying.
seeing here, it seems like maybe they're trying to soften the blow a little bit with what Epic Universe is going to bring to the table. I think they're expecting to be really ignored by the masses when that time comes. So it's like they're kind of setting the stage. Like, oh, don't run away. We're expecting this. Don't get too angry with us. It's I don't know. I mean, I'm not like
You
in the
know,
stocks and all that stuff and the stockholders and the corporate guys, but it seems like he's kind of indirectly kind of begging like but wait, yeah, expect declines. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
you're right, Erica, and this actually goes into something that I saw on X, and I forget who said it. Universal has already said Epic Universe is opening earlier than they originally announced. All the construction that I see, I'm just like, it looks like you guys could open this park like next
Now.
month if you really wanted to. Like for team member previews, it's very obvious there's a lot of stuff that's going on over there. They had the darn toothless dragon doing a test flight not too long ago. So I think what's going to
We got fireworks.
happen. Yeah, and they got fireworks that look
And the
even
drone.
like way
Mhm.
better than like what Disney has. So what I think is going to happen, and what I've seen put on X, is that they're waiting until after D23 and Fishman. We're actually going to talk about that after this title. They're waiting for D23 to implode, which is truly what I think is going to happen, and then they're going to drop the date that Epic Universe is going to open,
Oh,
because
you're saying
they've
you're saying Universal is waiting for D23 where they drop the next bomb?
Universal
Well,
is
they might
really
do it the same
good
day.
at doing that. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the same day. I think they're going to give Josh tomorrow enough bed sheets to escape from the tower. Let's put it that way. I think that's what they're going to do, because Epic Universe has conceptual, actual proof of stuff they're doing. Because just like with the Velocicoaster, they didn't say anything about it, and people could see the construction, they could see the trains running. They're just like, when are you going to announce that this coaster is going to happen? And then just matter of factly, yeah, we got this coaster that's going to be opening up next month. Pay attention. So I think that's what's going to happen, because there's really no rush right now for Universal to really drop anything. They're engrossed with Halloween Horror Nights right now, which is a crazy amount of money, and crush of people. I mean, I can't even, it's so crowded at Halloween Horror Nights. They're pretty much like, yeah, we can wait. We can wait, which is what I think they're going to do. And I see the super chats out there going, Shogi and Kiss My Grits. I'm going to get to that. In a minute, because what I'm going to give you is the translation of this, as with my former corporate America background. While we were actively monitoring attendance and guest spending, actively monitoring attendance. 1, those reservations that you have to make to get into the park, the day and date tickets that you purchase, the advanced dining reservations that people make, the hotel reservations that people make. That is all in a lovely data warehouse C managed by software called Snowflake. Okay, literally, that's what its name is. That's not a proprietary thing of information. That's out there. Disney uses Snowflake, that very thing that had a security breach not too long ago. That's what they do. They data mine, and they're looking at the forecasting models. They're telling the nerds, okay, look, you got to fix this. We cannot go out and say what's going on, like for real. So it's like, okay, we're actively looking at what's going on and aggressively managing our cost base. Okay, layoffs. They had lower layoffs. Okay, that happened. Layoffs. Cutting hours of hourly employees, cutting benefits. Some like little perks that, were going on, they might start cutting that back. Cutting hours of operations of attractions. So when you walk into the park the first thing in the morning, Tower Terror is supposed to be running and it's not. Pirates of the Caribbean is supposed to be running and it's not. Rise of the Resistance is supposed to be running and it's not. And they tell you, oh, the ride's down for operational reasons, and we don't know when it's going to be back up. And I'm looking at the cast members like, I know what's really going on, but I know you have a job to do, so I'm not going to hassle you, about it. But that's what they're talking about, managing their cost base, reducing portion sizes. Okay. Those are ways of quote unquote aggressively managing their cost base. So they're not going to say that up front. They're just basically trying to placate the institutional investors of, we got it handled. We're gonna stop the bleeding. We're gonna stop the bleeding. And we expect our Q4 experiences segment operating income to decline by mid-single digits versus the prior year, reflecting these underlying dynamics. Forget single digits. The fact that it's declining anyway, when you look at, and, Ron and Erica, please chime in. It's like when you go in the parks and, Ron, on your videos, on my live streams, you can see just how down the attendance is. It's not the sea of people that used to go there. It's very, very obvious.
I see it on the live streams of the daily live streamers and the weekend live streamers.
I mean, the only people that are there are live streamers. It feels that way some days. What's sad about it too is, like, I've seen this trash so much. I never seen Disney so trash before. The Magic Kingdom, especially, where I had a video of it and I showed there's like 7 napkins easily picked up. There weren't like dirty napkins really, but there were 5 cast members standing within 5 feet of these napkins. One of the cast members, the two cast members, were just talking to each other, not even the guest, and ignoring the trash. I would have
Were they
gotten
the
fired
janitor
for that.
cast members
No.
or just like shopkeepers, like the retailer?
No, these were like, there were some PhotoPass people, there were some character attendants there. But here's the thing. All cast members, we used to be trained. They said, when we go through traditions, they said, now, who is custodial? And if you had to raise your hand, because everybody is custodial. That's how it works.
Exactly.
Right?
So you're expected to have a sense of integrity.
We used to get, people would get fired if an executive or a lead came by and saw you standing around chatting with another cast member instead of picking up the trash. You could get a meeting with HR, and you could very well get fired for that. Now it's not like that anymore. That they just don't seem to care, and it's really sad, because I do see the leads walking around in their nicer clothes and stuff, and they have the little alligator things, and they're
and I've seen them do that too. Yeah,
they seem upset because they know that they're having to take the brunt of all this, and they're the ones people go to complain to because they have the nicer clothes on. But the people above them aren't doing anything about it, and it's I feel bad because I've never seen so much trash at the Magic Kingdom. Now, I'm not saying that it's everywhere. What I'm saying is that it's the analogy of the wedding dress. Okay, the white, pure, beautiful wedding dress, but if it has one tiny little blue ink spot on it, what do your eyes go to? They go to the blue ink spot. Well, the Magic Kingdom used to be the white wedding dress all the time, but it's got a lot of blue ink spots now. And
they went from their high vault standards to basically, like you had put it a while back, a Six Flags standard.
It's so,
like the difference between an amusement park and a theme park. You expect theme parks to be in a completely different league to an amusement park. It's like, now you could even argue, is it as low as like the Florida State Fair?
and it almost
feel
feels
it's
like
not
an
fair, baby.
insult to the to the state fair.
Speaking of
But
state
let's
fair,
see here.
we don't have candy apples anymore.
So here's the next one. They admit to a flattish Q4 revenue in the parks, which will likely last a few quarters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because of Epic
Yeah.
Universe. You know this. They're just
Part of it, people
fancy.
saving their money instead to go to Epic Universe. The other thing is the holidays, Q4. We'll say, okay, they say Q4. Pretty much November to December. That is the most expensive time to get down to the parks. And for the most part, people traveling in from out of town, they're usually the people who can afford to do that, the people who've saved to spend Christmas holidays at Walt Disney World. So I can definitely see this happening, that the revenue is going to be flat. They can see it from the advanced bookings. They can see it from the ticket sales. They can see all of that, especially with the economy right now. Again, travel is a luxury. And even within the state of Florida, with locals, it's like, do I want to go to Disney and blow money or go to the beach for like a sixth of the price? Or go visit some other attraction, go to St. Augustine, go to Naples, hop on the Bright Line, go to Miami. I could do that instead of spending money at Walt Disney World. And again, remember, Walt Disney World, their economic model is based on out of state and out of the country travel, not really locals. And that's not, and it just doesn't. Higher costs were driven by inflation due to increased technology spending and guest offerings. I'm guessing to fix that next gen boondoggle they have in tech going on, where stuff doesn't friggin' work. And the infrastructure, anything Disney IT pushes is just, it's just a freaking mess. It's just
like the app and the website and everything.
Yeah, all of that. It just drags down, and their IT is awful.
Yeah, their app has never been user friendly.
No, because they outsource too much of that stuff. So none of it, I won't say none of it, but yes, I will. Case in point, okay, Amazon. I can click for hours on Amazon and the user interface, the experience goes smoothly.
Oh, yes.
I'll go down this rabbit hole, that rabbit hole. Ooh, I saw this. Ooh, I saw that. Okay, wait, where was I before? Okay, you know what? If I click the Amazon sign, I'll go back to the main page. Oh, yeah, I went back to the main page. Okay. It operates as you expect. With the user experience, you are designing it from the user point of view. With the user, as long as you're not making the user actively think, and they're just instinctively, oh, okay, I click here, I go here, I read this here, I expect this here, they're going to have a good experience. But that's not what's going on.
Amazon burns through my wallet more so than Disney. Whew.
Tell ya. And then here, attendance is down because the economy isn't doing well. And let's be honest, Disney is getting too expensive for people. And that is why it will be down for a few quarters. And that's why I want to bring up this article real quick. Yeah, Disney expects softer attendance trend to continue. But here's the quote. And I see your super chats out there, folks. I'm going to get to them. Johnston, who is the new CFO, attributed some of the loss in demand to economic pressures on lower income consumers and an increase in international travel, which may be diverting potential domestic visitors. And I'm sorry, I erroneously attributed this to Iger, but it looks like it's Johnston. He said lower income consumers are feeling a bit of stress And higher income consumers are traveling internationally a bit more.
But guess what? On your upper class international travelers, they're not even going to your parks, sweetheart.
Nope.
I'm just, you can imagine what my finger is doing behind this blue.
Oh, I
book.
got two under the desk.
You mother. Oh,
Gosh. I'm just like,
oh, it's when you hear these people talk.
it's so, there's so many things wrong with that. Like, where do you even start?
Unless you're completely out of touch without telling us you're completely out of touch.
Gosh, I mean, you just completely treated a whole many of people like second-class citizens. Nobody likes to be treated that way. Nobody. Why? Like that, you just put the ass in asshole.
And again, I think it's because I know. The Walt Disney Company used to come from the perspective of, we are thankful our guests are bringing their bodies and their money to our parks. So we want to make it a good experience. The economy's slowing down. Guess what? We're slashing prices. We're making it more affordable for you to be here. But we're also giving you these additional perks at the same time. Disney used to be responsive like that. Well, it's not our fault you're poor.
Thank you. I could not articulate that. I'm like, you hit it on the nail right there. That is, there's describe the attitude and the tone, that you just said it.
Can I tell you from personal experience who I absolutely know they cater to? This is from while I was working there at DVC. The Saudi royal family. The Saudi royal family owns more DVC.
Yeah.
They own more DVC than anybody. We were specifically coached on how to cater to the Saudi royal family and anyone that and notice who they were and how to kowtow to them and everything. When I was working at for Disney Vacation Club, we were coached very specifically on how to handle being around them, what they liked, what they didn't like, how you're supposed to treat them, and we basically turned into foot servants for them. I don't know. I don't know a nice way to say it, but
isn't that the royal family, the prince or one of their princes?
Yeah, they used to be rich, but there's too many kids, so it's not like how it used to be. I remember as a kid when you would see some of the members of the Saudi royal family in the parks, I was like amazed watching them. It's like, the women were like covered up, but they had like Louis Vuitton and everything on. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Their kids started going to the local colleges. So like UCF, okay. We had not only had a member of the Saudi royal family, but one of her servants that came with her as well.
Wow.
While she was there. You would see them all over the place. They would get hotels and buy the entire floor. The entire floor.
I mean, that's not surprising that those oil-rich countries even. Yeah.
They would do that. It was crazy. But like I said, there's more kids now, so they're not over here the way they used to. But no, it was not uncommon to run into members or their entourage of the Saudi royal family at Walt Disney World. It was just something else. But yeah, between that and to kind of wrap up so I can go to Super Chats on our next topic. As for higher income consumers, not exactly. Some higher income consumers are like, you know what? Yeah, let's actually go to Italy for real. Let's go travel to, well, I wouldn't, France for real. Let's go to Fiji for real. Let's go to Norway for real, rather than paying for fake Norway. Or if you have some higher income consumers who aren't trying to go internationally, if they do decide to go to Disney, it's just like, you know what? I could pay for the Polynesian. And I was in that category before I got laid off. I could pay for the Polynesian. I could. But why? I can just go stay at Pop Century and have plenty of money left over to do other stuff. It's like the principle of the thing. It's like you expect me to pay that much, and you're not giving me, that kind of value. It's just like you like I said, if you go over to the Pop Century, it's the most hilarious thing ever. You will go there, look in the parking lot, and look at all the luxury cars and SUVs and Mercedes like minivans that are parked there, because they're like, they're not paying the high prices. They're staying at the Pop Century. They're staying at Art of Animation. Not really the All Stars, because you don't want to stay there. But that's pretty much what's going on. So yeah, Disney's just like, yeah, we're sorry you're poor and you can't pay our prices, and we're kind of in a bind because our guess who can pay more money international.
When you treat people like that, you will inevitably become like that. So good luck, Disney. You're unless their stock tanks all the way to like 75, 65, and Peltz and Perlmutter and whoever else gets back in and says, you know what, let's really do it this time. Of course, they'll drive up the stock, but maybe they'll actually win with the stockholders, because maybe the third time around is the charm. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the institutional investors, next time they have their little golf game, it's just like, okay, Iger, you know what? About that succession plan, we need to really activate that succession plan. So what's going on?
It's looking bleak too.
Oh yeah. Nobody wants to touch Disney. No joke. They need to get someone in there, and there is someone out there who would do this, to go into that company like a wrecking ball. Nope, we're going to do this. We're going to get rid of that inclusion key. We're going to get back to customer service. We're going to get back to delivering value. That show sucks. Get rid of it. That show sucks. Get rid of it. They need to have somebody who, they love Disney, but they don't love what Disney has become. And they have the guts to go in there and say, I'm not trying to make friends. I'm trying to make money. And I'm trying to give you that
to its core values, Walt's values, not whatever this sideshow is.
People are aware of Walt's values. They can tell when you're not upholding it. Go and Shogi for $4.99. Thank you so very much, my dear. It says, I just want to show appreciation having folks like you give honest reporting. You folks are getting in the muck with the fans, and it isn't lost on us. Well, thank you. My family background, it's like my parents like saved for like a year ago. We had family in Florida, so we would do a family trip. And if we had money left over, we would go to Disney. So it wasn't like we had a whole lot of money to spend. Every penny count. That's how I come at it. It's your money, and you deserve to have all the intelligence to know.
That's how we do it. We come home to visit family, and then if we have time between visiting everybody, we'll hop on I-4 as often as we can, because you pay for those annual passes and you want to go as often as you can.
Absolutely. It's it's about giving you guys value, and information is value, as much. Kiss my grits for $10. Thank you so very much, my dear, for that. Appreciate the heck out of you for that. People who criticized Universal for their epic ticketing strategy were extremely short-sighted. Disney is directly going after Disney in 25 by making family vacationers make a choice, us or them. Yes, that is 100% right. 100% right. Universal is very, very blatant about the fact that they want to make it affordable for you to visit the park. And all this stuff that they're talking about for Epic Universe, people are seeing it, people are excited about it, and they're just like, you know what, we'll wait.
And they
wait.
want to make sure
Absolutely.
everyone has the opportunity to actually see the new park without having to turn people away because, oh, we didn't think that one through, and we're having to turn guests away at the gate because we're at capacity.
And get it, and just swamp, and swamp the park, So that's very smart of them to.
And it's only temporarily. It's until the dust settles with the popularity. Like eventually things will level out and they'll come out with, other more traditional tickets and stuff. It's just the initial honeymoon phase.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Yeah. I mean, even I saw that, and I'm not, I've only got a high school diploma. Even I can understand that.
Christine the Killer Car has been a member for 35 months. Says, hey, beautiful. Just wanted to tell you I got promoted at work. Yay! I am now assistant general manager of Pizza Hut. Well, awesome. So glad to hear from you, my dear. Congrats on that promotion.
And which Pizza Hut is that? And do you have any coupons available?
One of my best friends worked for Pizza Hut in high school, and they would screw up people's orders on purpose, so they would take home the pizza at the end of the night.
We did the same thing at Domino's. I'm not kidding you. That's
we
true.
had
Every pizza place does it.
Family night at Pizza Hut is just like one of my favorite childhood memories. Oh my gosh, pizza and then the salad bar. And you go to the salad bar and eat. That was like
that. And they had the little like game area, the arcade, and they had that reading club, the book it with the little. They had it in Florida. I don't know if it was nationwide. Did you guys participate in that when you were like in elementary school?
I think
because even the school participated in that. The county schools.
We didn't, because my bougie high school had a catering contract, and they were not bringing outside pizza. We couldn't even get pizza from the local pizzeria, pizzerias, unless it was an after school activity. I went to.
We had pizza in 7th grade, but then I guess the contract changed, and then from there on out, it was Little Caesars, and then Subway came in. I'm seeing at some point.
Oh, I love Little Caesars pizza.
And that was the a la carte line. If you had money for that, if you didn't, you went to the hot lunch line.
Yeah.
Or you brought your lunch.
And you brought your I brought my lunch, and then on Fridays I would buy lunch at school until I got a part-time job in high school, and then I was buying lunch every day because my parents had to pay for it. Nita, thank you so much for that $99.99 super chat. My goodness, my dear, you are such a blessing. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. It says, loving this discussion, loving the truth bombs. Universal Epic is bringing a lot of former Imagineers to the plate to outshine Disney parks. Epics will win the family fans. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Can I take a second to like plug something real quick? My Universal vlog comes out tomorrow morning after my Daily Dish show. So when I do the Daily Dish, it's going to go right into the vlog, and it's going to have the Epic Universe Preview Center, including a little snippet of the what do you call it? The
AR
thing the AR
the augmented reality. Yeah.
Okay, so I was able to take the augmented reality and screenshot a video and put that into the vlog so that people can see how cool that it is when you go visit Epic Universe, the preview center, and they have the big model laid out. you can take your cell phone and put that over and actually see people walking around, and the ride operating, and the Donkey Kong cart is going, and it's like, this is, I mean, and I think some of that technology is actually going to be part of the rides in the park, from what I understand too. Like you'll be wearing some goggles, and there'll be some AR stuff going on. It's so advanced. It reminds me, honestly, the feeling that I have for Epic Universe opening is the same feeling that I had as a kid for Epcot opening back in the day, because of the technology that's going to be utilized there. This park is going to blow everything away, and people aren't even ready for it yet.
No, because with this park, basically, and you're right, there were a lot of former Imagineers who got laid off from Disney. They worked on Islands of Adventure, and this was the next project. So yeah, there's a lot of them, and you can eat the wait till you watch Ron's video. And of course, if you see my live stream where we've gone into the preview center and you see that model, it is not just some thrown together model. This is like Doc Brown, Back to the Future level kind of detail with the models and the scale of everything and how it looks. Honestly, Celestial Park, like the part where they show you walk in, it's literally like a futuristic version of Main Street USA. So instead of Cinderella's Castle, you've got Helios Hotel, and there's just all of this gorgeous landscaping that this just looks amazing with what they're going to do. And yeah, people go in there and they look at the model and they're just like, oh, yes, which we were supposed to get. You missed Fountain of Nations. Guess what? You got something like that in front of Helios Hotel. And
it's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I just can't wait to, I mean, like, we're going to walk in, our jaws are going to drop. We're going to be in awe. And that's after knowing that we're going to be in awe. We're going to be surprised that we're surprised because we were already surprised. It's crazy.
And they literally said with Epic Universe, when they started planning it and had things in development, they hit the limits of current technology. So they had to make that next leap in order to bring this particular park to life. So there's a ton of patents that are out there. I mean, Flying Dragon, holy shit.
I know,
I can't wait to see that.
I want a
God.
behind the scenes documentary of that, how it was put together,
how they did it. They're going to have the oh my gosh, the burning, I'm forgetting the name of it. The burning windmill, where basically it's going to catch on fire, I think like every 20 minutes or something like that.
It's like, one of the things that you see in the augmented reality when you're looking at the model and you're going and you see the windmill and it's going, there's people walking beneath. They went so far in the augmented reality as to show cars driving up to the hotel. It's like I'm like looking at this. They didn't have to go that far, but it's you see all the activity as if it were reality. My mind was blown, and that was just the model. And by the way, the team members working in there were definitely what I would call old Disney quality level cast members. They were
they probably are former cast members.
I mean, I don't want to insult anybody that's working anywhere right now, but those team members were up to stuff. I remember a time when people would talk about the biggest difference at Disney and Universal. This was maybe 5-6 years ago. Oh, I don't know if those Universal team members care so much, but boy, those Disney cast members are great. And there seems to, it feels like there's been somewhat of a reversal. Maybe it's just better training or something on the part of Universal lately. I don't know what it all is, but it didn't matter for me. When I was working at Universal, I was only there for one season of Halloween Horror Nights, and my interaction with guests was to scare the hell out of them. What was the really tall basket player, Howie something, worked for that was on the Magic? Dwight Howard? Was it Dwight Howard? Anyway,
Really?
well,
I don't know. I don't remember.
this was 2010, and he came through, and I jumped out. It's so funny because he's like 8 feet tall, and I jumped out of him. I've got my fake chainsaw, right? And it's going, "Rrr," and I jump out at him, and his girlfriend scared the piss out of her, and he jumped back, and I'm like, I just scared this famous basketball player. So it took me a little bit by surprise. It was just funny. But
Well,
I had a blast on that.
Well, I will say that Universal has poached some Disney employees, so I'm not surprised. I'm not
And they
surprised.
brought that old school Disney training with them. That doesn't really leave you.
Totally did.
It's like you're enculturated into a Disney culture. And once you've got that training and you've been there long enough, it stays with you.
It does. Even in the preview center, and I'm checking out, and the cast and the team members just like, oh, well, what part of Epic Universe are you excited about? And they're really excited about it, and parts that they've gotten to see of the construction, and they're just like, we cannot wait for the public to check it out. It's such a difference. Kiss My Grits for $5 says, I just booked a 5-night stay at Disney's Beach Club for my parents over Christmas, and even with AP discount, it's $5,000, not including tickets. Insane. Yeah, that's about right for the Beach Club.
For 2 people? For 5 nights?
For a 5-night stay. That's, I'm guessing, Kiss My Grits, it's probably like
great
before
resort,
taxes.
though.
Probably 816, probably like $800 a night plus state and local taxes. I'm not surprised. The Polynesian has rooms for damn near $1,000 a night if you're lucky over Christmas. It's insane how much they want.
Those little
those
bungalows
rooms.
at the Polynesian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bungalows are $4,000 a night.
Yep.
Yes,
it is, and people will pay it.
You can pay less money to go to Bora Bora and stay in an actual bungalow in Bora Bora than at Disney. Which is insane.
And not only did they do that, but with putting those, what I call them, the shacks on the water, they obliterated the view that you would get from I think it was Tokelau. Tokelau, the Hawaii building, which is the concierge building, so like that first level, it used to be nothing there, so that when you could see the watercraft, and then when there were the fireworks, you could see the fireworks reflecting off the water. It's just freaking gorgeous. But they dropped those things out there, and it's just a mess. They know they should have done that. Well, I want to get to our last topic, and I'm so sorry. And I do see some comments that I do want to get to, and I will after I put this up here. So for folks who do not know, D23, which is, I call it the ultimate pixie dust convention. Literally, yes. I don't know if it's a convention or if it's a meeting at the mothership. I don't know, but for how much they want for tickets and how early you had to be up to get, certain, to get into certain presentations. And then the parks panel is going to be over at the Honda Center. So it's not like it's right there. Where at the convention center, I've been to the convention center in Anaheim at Disneyland. You gotta go to the freaking Honda Center. So now they're gonna have the parks panel over at the Honda Center, and as if that wasn't bad enough, last year they live streamed the parks panel, because I did a live stream of that. We kind of did commentary, watching the parks panel, which was pretty much not at all impressive. A lot of blue sky stuff, and we're gonna do this, and we're planning to turbocharge this and do whatever, and it didn't go over well. A lot of people were really ticked off. Well, this year it was bad enough. They said that they were going to stream it on Disney Plus. Now they are not going to live stream the parks panel.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Unlike last year, where they live streamed the parks and experiences panel, and Josh D'Amaro got up there and did his song and dance, it will not be live streamed this year.
Well, you
I'm
gotta
sure
pay for every waking little thing to see any little piece of it.
Somebody's gonna live stream it on YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm
waiting for a cast member to stream this sucker, because they are the only ones who are going to be able to watch the live stream. And I'm hoping, well, I don't know, it depends. They've got this crazy draconian policy going on for the attraction, photography and video, certain venues, blah blah blah. Basically, we can confiscate your stuff if we think that you're recording when you shouldn't be. No selfie sticks, blah blah blah, camera flashes, strobes, video camera, including cell phone video technology. They basically want to prevent any vlogger from getting any information out.
Well, I want to say, I think they've made an exception for some who they've particularly invited out and probably made an agreement with, because I did see that Jojo got invited out and he was talking about it, and which is fine. I don't really care, and I'm not going to disparage anybody from taking advantage of everything that is offered to them. But you're going to get a view that Disney has asked for, like you did with the Galactic Star Cruiser. When those vloggers were coming on the Galactic Star Cruiser, they got their free $6,000, $10,000 vacation, whatever it was, and they said great things. However, I'll say some of them probably weren't. I mean, you also feel better about something when you get paid to do it. So you're kind of being honest from that bought-off perspective.
They do, but it's kind of, how do I put this? Well, yeah. To put it bluntly, you're not getting something for nothing. And Geeky Sparkles and Neon have talked about this. They used to be on the media list. I've watched over the years certain bloggers' channels who have media access, including some who had media access and then they lost media access and threw a fit, and then got their media access back. And it's just like, everything is awesome when it comes to Disney. Disney, this is the agreement. And it makes sense. If I'm going to pay you, if I'm going to basically pay you in kind, whatever, I expect you to write good things about me. However, Disney takes it up to another level. You will only write good things about us. You will use the proper hashtags to get the information out. And you can't disparage us. So the cost...
You might as well just be a cast member.
Yep. So that's what happens. The price is your objectivity. That's exactly what it is. It's like, be honest about it. And here's the thing. It's like, be honest. It's like, I gotta toe the line. That's a contract. That's a deal. But you can't pretend to be unbiased.
The funny thing about that is, if you remember, they tried really, really hard to do all that with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They tried their best. They brought celebrities out, but then the ride broke down when they had the celebrities out there. I mean, and then they're trying to make it like it's a good thing with the lady singing her song while the boat's broken down. I'm like, I think that anyone with a half an ounce of common sense can see past that little trick. I mean, you're talking about making the best of a bad situation, but it's a bad situation. Okay.
Yeah, it's awful. It's just like you can't hide.
So these
You
rules
can't.
that are on there, they're for even the vloggers, like the YouTubers that cover. It's for them too, unless
Yeah.
you're a part of that, inner circle. You get the VIP invite.
That's what my understanding is. Like if for some reason, let's just say hypothetically, I had a brain fart and got the money and went to D23, they're pretty much not going to let me vlog any of that with the parks panel, because they're going to be having musical performances. They're going to have, footage from stuff that you haven't seen or whatever. They're going to have Manny Jacinto there to basically try to get everyone to be hype about, the flop known as the Acolyte. But they also don't want reaction capture, because if you remember D23 last year, it was very obvious on people's faces when they're like, what is this crap? That I paid how much money to sit here? It's like
you get more out of IAPA.
I actually have something good to say about my own personal experience with the Acolyte. I personally had a great experience with the Acolyte because I didn't watch it at all. So it was fabulous not watching the Acolyte. So that's how I would positively spin. The Acolyte.
I can't imagine, like, I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone for how they make a living and pay their bills and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, is it worth it? And are you really happy with what you're doing in this YouTube space, where you are just at that point, you've in a sense typecasted yourself. And then second, you're so roped in. Is it really creative anymore? When they're taking away like free speech and I don't know. I see a ball and chain more than fun and freedom. You know what I mean?
I do too. I mean,
Are
when
these
I
people
first
really happy? Like, I really question. I'm not going to name any channels or, but I just really question behind the scenes, behind closed doors, and the cameras aren't rolling. Are these people really happy? But then they're making money. I guess it's better than plugging into a corporate job. I get that. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a line from the movie The Players Club that someone told me or repeated to me when I first got monetized. And it was, make the money, don't let the money make you. And I can't speak for other vloggers, but I do notice that there's always a difference. Well, I'll say this. For me, what you see is what you get. When you meet me in person, I'm exactly how I am in person that I am on camera. With some of these vloggers, they're not the same.
See, I've often that too. Like whenever me and Raph, I've asked the same thing. Like, do you think they're anything like what you see on camera? And he's like, I don't know. But and I don't want to judge people. I get it. We all have bills to pay, families to feed. It's not cheap living in Florida. And if you've made your way to live there, God bless you, because that sure as hell wasn't the hand you were given.
Yeah, I mean, I just know I personally cannot, and I've gotten in trouble with this in corporate America. I'll get someone who will say, hey, we need to release this software. And I'll say, no, it's not ready. Well, I can't tell them that. Well, I can't sign off on that. Well, we're going to go ahead with it anyway. Okay, I'm going to go on record as saying when this blows up in production, and it will blow up in production, you do not want me to tell you, I told you so. And then it blows up in production. And I'm like, what did I tell you? Oh, well, we need to fix it. Oh, so now it's my problem. Yeah.
He
That's
tells stories like that all the time when he comes home. He's like, they pushed a freaking update in the States and they didn't tell us. And it, like, he gets really, and it just throws the whole network off.
and it just does. But that is a trade-off. That is a trade-off. It's like, I don't begrudge anyone for doing that. You will go in with, your eyes open. Look, there's some things you are just not going to be able to say. Well, let's put it this way. You can say it, but then you get kicked off the cupcake party list. And that's just how it is. But I want to go through this real quick before we wrap up. This is from a tweet from, let's see, Savannah Sanders, Disney Park Savvy. I don't follow her, but okay. MCU Direct. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hold my mouth shut on that one. Here's the stuff about the recordings and everything. No bags at the Honda Center, so you can't have a no bag policy. Dang it, that was something else that I was going to bring up. But you guys were asking about what they're going to be doing. And basically, it's all related to parks and experiences. And they're going to have musical performances and, stuff you haven't, footage probably from Blue Sky, stuff that they're working on that they don't want, to get out. But we'll wonder, what are they going to bring differently about parks and experiences? Like we were talking about, Epic Universe is, the elephant in the room. Everybody knows about it. It's like the crazy relative. Everybody knows they're crazy and they're here. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
But they don't want to. It seems obvious they do not want evidence of this out. They don't want it. I think they want to manage it as much as possible and get a jump on it before any of that information gets released. But I will say this, if there are cast members watching this live stream live, don't think some of them aren't passing information on to
there's
people.
whistleblowers everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's
one of them.
It's gonna be, look, just it's gonna get out. I think it's gonna be a big nothing burger. I can't think of anything that they're gonna be able to compete with from Epic Universe unless they're dropping a 50% off coupon night for stays at the parks. I don't see it unless they say they're going to do something like redo Journey into Imagination and bring back the Dream Finder, which I don't think that's going to happen, but they need to say something on that level. And I don't know if Josh is going to bring it.
Would they do it right? Or it'd be a half-assed version of what they put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's
more skunk smells. What it's going to be,
skunk smells.
All this like teasers and stuff, and then when the final product is finished, it's nothing like what they put out before, and it's like, well, wait a second, that's not really magic. It's not really immersive.
That didn't match the concept art.
The biggest thing I think we'll get is dates for Dino Land being destroyed.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not even sad about that because Universal's got Jurassic Park. They seem to be doing well with Jurassic Park, and they got dinosaurs, so the kids aren't completely. They're gonna get their dinosaur fun. They're just gonna have to go to Universal to get their dino fun. Kids.
We just we had a watch party at Jurassic Park, and I hadn't seen that movie in like over 10 years, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they recreated the whole welcome center that you saw in Jurassic Park over at Epic Universe. Everything from like the place where they hatch the little dino eggs and they come out with little animatronic with the baby velociraptor, and there's an area where they have like all the the dinosaurs, like a historical exhibit and stuff, and the dinosaur bone, T-Rex bones and everything. I'm like, holy crap, they recreated the whole thing. And that's what people want. So yeah, they'll probably wind up
And when it comes to
going
dinosaurs,
over to
Universal's always had a leg up on that just because of Jurassic Park.
mm-hmm.
What do they got
Yeah.
back there? King Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you do not want to eat at Roundup Barbecue. They should have just expanded capacity for Woody's lunchbox. They should have just did that instead, honestly. Oh man. Okay. Well, before we roll out, and because it's near the end of the stream, and I'm pretty sure the advertisers are happy with what was in the beginning of the show, I'm just going to try this, and I'm going to put this up here. Hopefully, it does not get claimed. If it does, and I will clip it. But it is not safe for work. However, if you saw Deadpool and Wolverine,
I love this.
This is the first time I've seen videos of him doing ADR work, and one, I'm cracking up watching this, and two, just the enthusiasm that Hugh Jackman has. And considering he's a Broadway actor, I get it too, but still, I freaking love this. So if you have kids in the car, you may want to mute for the next like 40 seconds. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use, YouTube. I love this.
Fuck you.
He's so into it. I love this.
Fuck.
It's too funny. I freaking love that. Oh my gosh, just
is that for a video game?
Can we couple that with his presentation for The Greatest Showman singing? going from that to singing the Broadway tunes.
You know what? I have not seen The Greatest Showman yet. I saw Les Mis with him in it. Oh my god, I freaking loved it. But yes, I still have to watch that. But yeah, I would
Watch party right
so
there.
freaking love this. Yes, he is so hot. Like I said, that scene in Deadpool and Wolverine at the end, and it's like pieces of his costume come flying off, and all you see is like abs and fire. I'm like, freaking love it. I love this so freaking much. But this is also a reminder. You know who greenlit Deadpool and Wolverine?
Was it Chapek? Yeah.
Bob Chapek. So I'm thinking maybe that's why when he got summarily fired, they made him sign an NDA as well to not kind of quote reveal that. But yes, it was greenlit under Chapek. Why? Let's make a darn movie that's gonna make some money. And if I have to pull in Ryan Reynolds to do it, we'll give him whatever the heck he wants. Because he knows how to deliver a movie that people want to freaking see. And judging by how much money that this movie has made, how many people have gone to see it more than once, and I'm actually going to go see it again because I get an upgrade to RPX Regal. I saw it in 3D when it first came out. Just sucks. See the sucker in 3D. Oh my gosh. The opening scene to Bye Bye Bye. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we were in tears just laughing so freaking hard at that. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. It was nuts. But yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine
Uh,
are making money.
I got to say something about a comment that I saw in the comments real quick. I have a friend, a personal friend. His name is Darren O'Lean. He lives out in Malibu. He actually has a special on Netflix. I forget what it's called, but it's about traveling all over the world, and they try different foods, and it's talking about health. Well, Darren works out with Hugh Jackman. I know for a fact that Hugh Jackman is not on steroids because I know Darren, and Darren and I have had discussions about it, and he is really, really good with his diet regimen and his exercise. I don't know if I don't think he takes HGH or anything like that, but that's who Hugh Jackman is. He's been strict. It had to do with when he was first cast as Wolverine way back in 1999, and he came on the set and he felt inadequate at that time for that role. So he made sure for the second one, for the next 2 years, he really focused in on his diet and nutrition, and he's had that role for 25 years. So he's always been continually focused on that, and he knows how to kind of lay back of it during his rest periods between movies. And then he just really brings it when he's training for a movie. It takes about 6 months of training to get up to the Wolverine level status. But you should also know when they're filming a Hollywood movie, you can train to be shirtless for that day, specifically how you're going to look that day shirtless, because it's very, very different than what your body's going to look like even a few days later once you got the costume back on. It's very, people don't really know all the, I just know a lot of fitness stuff when it comes to out there in Hollywood, because I have a lot of connections, and it's not the steroids that people think. It's just the fact that when you're shooting that shirtless scene, it's literally just for that one day, and you've taken 6 months to get to that one day for that point, about that shirtless scene. I remember even Hugh talking about it, how when he did Days of Future Past and he had that scene, he was like looking at the mirror and himself and goes, this moment, this is the best I'm ever going to look, because of the things you have to do. There are some tricks and things for that day, like desaturation and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not steroids. It's just a lot of really heavy lifting, long 2 to 3 hour long periods at the gym, and a lot of super clean eating of a lot of calories.
And it paid off so well. Like that chick from the TVA was like, literally, the way they dragged out how long that scene was.
And the guy from the TVA.
And yes, and the guy from the TVA.
Yeah.
that was funny. And yes, oh God, his abs are.
It was so they did all of the jokes just so on point for that movie.
Yeah,
that's what really landed.
It was just again on point. I need it in 4K. I'm going to see it again in the theater, because seeing it with all the other people around you cracking up at the same stuff. I mean, it's great.
The Chris Evans reveal, man. I died at the Chris Evans reveal of
that
not him, but what he revealed.
Yes, I'm like, what the? Oh shoot! Yeah, that's.
And then when you realize that he's doing it in front of pyro, and what happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, you idiot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Real quick, the wealth transfer with TC. Hello, and sorry, we're just getting to this. I saw them. I wanted to address it real quick. Do you think Disney should sell Star Wars? They need the cash and are not doing well growing the Star Wars universe. It might be the cash flow they need to keep Disney afloat. No, with Disney and Star Wars, it's like, if I can't have you, no one will.
Toxic relationship.
Yes. Very, very much so. And see what you made me do to you? Yeah, that's that kind of relationship that they wouldn't let anybody buy it.
I love democracy.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. Dan's Life at the Kingdom, hello, says, I asked the pianist at Magic Kingdom if he can play Zippity Doodah. He said it's not on his playlist, so I can play it here. Oh, not on his playlist.
Not on his, but yet they take requests. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, that's the same thing I did. It was on the pro show, and I asked him, and he said, when I asked him, he said, "Oh, if I knew it, I'd play it, but I don't know that one. Sorry."
That'd be like the easiest answer, but this other answer is like, okay, you just contradicted yourself because you take requests. Just say you don't know how to play that song. It's not,
I mean, if you do,
can't.
out of all the responses, you
like
came up with that one.
Yeah, it's just like if it's, I genuinely don't know how to play it. Okay, we'll get with that. But it's like you can tell people are kind of like, I guess, depending on how long you've been there as a cast member, because that was as much a standard as When You Wish Upon a Star.
Yeah,
like there were that
exactly.
Disney standards that you need to know.
It would be like not knowing how to play chopsticks when you know how to play the piano. Let's be honest. That is not a difficult thing to put down on a keyboard.
Request zip every time.
You're gonna be that guest.
Play the zip. Get the T-shirt. Play the zip.
Unless Elon buys
download
Disney.
a ringtone, put it on your phone, let it ring as you're walking down Main Street. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay.
I need to do that. Like, oh, is that me? Oh,
well, yes, it is. Hello.
I would just want to find an old Song of the South T-shirt, like a vintage T-shirt, and just wear it.
Everything is satisfaction.
I have
Well, let's put it this way:
machines. I could make my own stuff. I just lazy.
Walk down with a bluebird on your shoulder.
Yeah, let's put it this way: if Key and Peele can do a callback to Song of the South in their Magic Negro skit, they should be able to play Zippity Doo Dah Disney.
My favorite callback is the Fletch one. When Fletch sings
yeah, they could just say sorry, can't play it, and I mean, let the guests. Because I can have a double meaning. Can't play it because you don't know how, or can't play it because you're not allowed.
Yeah, those are two different things.
That'd be the easiest answer.
He should just say that. I would love it if they'd say that. That'd be so funny if he was like, actually, we're not allowed anymore.
See, that's the kind of employee I would be. I'd be the one. I'd be that fool. Like, I'm not allowed.
Okay,
I hate lying. It's not
just
in
so
me.
you folks don't think I'm making this up, and I really do have to wrap up because I gotta go over to Verbal Riot Show's channel. I'm actually behind a schedule, but I'm having so much fun with you guys. I can't play it because I will flipping get copyright claims like nobody's business. But I will, let me see. I will show you this. You can look it up on your own. Literally. This thing was so freaking funny. I mean, dude had, like, literally.
Oh, I know these guys.
Had the bluebird on his shoulder.
I gotta see this.
Oh my gosh, you gotta watch this. You know what? I may have to watch this and break this down with some Disney fans on a recorded video because this skit is so freaking funny. I mean, come on, that's an obvious callback to someone's
Oh god!
Let me see if I can find the part where he first meets him. Oh wait, hold a second. So he comes in to fix the critter. There he is.
Oh my god.
Lorena, I have to ask you a question.
Oh man.
I have to ask you a question. I hope you don't take any offense to the question, but I just need to know for myself because I don't understand all the, I don't know. Anyway, I've heard the thing magical Negro. I don't know if that's some kind of a trope or what that means, but apparently that's a negative thing. But I've also heard, I was watching Marvel, the Marvels, and he says Black Girl Magic, and that's like a positive thing. Can you please explain to somebody as naive as I am, and I really am, when it comes to this kind of stuff, what the heck all that stuff means? What's positive? What's negative? Why? I know that's probably too long of a discussion, but it's like I don't get it. I'm stupid white guy over here.
Well, no. Well, let's just say that you do what?
Kitty.
Yeah, he wants to eat. Come here, go. I'm busy. He knows it's just like 1 minute. Time for me to eat. Okay, so Black Girl Magic. That was pretty innocuous, kind of like a cultural pride thing. Like, hey, it's Black Girl Magic moment. Like I would use that in vernacular with my friends. Let's do that. Work that Black Girl Magic. It's very funny, just colloquial thing to kind of use. The magic Negro trope, I believe that came from Spike Lee. And don't flame me too hard if I get it wrong, but I think that's what came from him. And it was this observation on his part that in films you would have this Black character whose sole existence seemed to be to make the white characters feel better about themselves, like Legend of Bagger Vance. That's kind of like an explanation. It wasn't something that people were pissed off about, angry about whatsoever. That was just an observation that he made. And he called it the magic Negro trope. And that's what it was codified into ever since. In some cases, it does seem like that on screen. In some cases, it doesn't seem like that on screen. But if anybody asks where that term magical Negro came from, you can blame Spike Lee for that. But for the most part, nobody really freaking cared, which is why the American Society of Magical Negroes, a movie that no one should freaking see, is based on that whole premise. They do much better in this skit, which is so freaking funny. It's actually funny. Okay. Go watch it, honestly. You will freaking laugh your ass off. And that's the point, is basically these two guys, these quote unquote magical Negroes, there's more than one. And one's like, one says, I was here first. And Jordan and Keegan Michael Key is like, oh no, you got to find your own white boy to save. And literally it's like a cross between Dragon Ball Z and Highlander. And they're lifting up from the ground and saying there could be only one, and the bluebird's like shooting lasers out. It is the freaking funniest thing. I love non-PC comedy, and that's why it's so freaking funny.
I know. I go through it and binge Key and Peele every once in a while, so that's funny.
Yeah, I do too. But that skit, that whole skit is funny. That's why I'm just like, if you think Black people are embarrassed by Song of the South, I don't think Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key were embarrassed about it at all. And you're right, Amanda. That's because true comedians wrote this skit and not the movie. So it's like two Key and Peele skits you got to watch. This one and the Inner City Magical School of Magic. It was called the Vince Clortho School of Magic. It literally, you got to watch that.
That's funny.
That was just freaking funny. I mean, like actual, like making fun of everybody, and that's what true comedy is about. So long-winded explanation, but folks, thank you so very much for being here. Yeah, I saw the church lady skit. I was traumatized. Really was. But anyway, let's go around, shout out our channels, what we have working on, what we have coming up. Erica, do you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Yes, I am still new to YouTube. I have a few videos up, and I'm currently working on one. We went to a castle this last weekend, another one in Cochem, Germany. They had a medieval festival, so we filmed some of the
Ooh.
festival, and we did the tour in the castle. So I'll have that video out. Well, so as long as technology is being friendly to me.
I understand.
Yeah. It's been but yeah, I got at least that. And then this weekend, I don't know what we're gonna do this weekend. I'm leaving it up to Raph, where he's very excited. Every weekend we gotta go somewhere. This is so much fun. So he's really having
Good.
we're really having fun with this. It's really helping us getting out of the house, and
That's what it's all about.
it's been a positive, very positive thing for us doing the YouTube thing.
Oh, well, great. Keep it up. Keep it up. Always
Yes,
gotta
we plan
encourage
on
people
it.
on that.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So yes, we're gonna have to put your link in the description box, along with a link for Ron's channel. Ron, what do you have coming up? Let folks know about.
First of all, I'm laughing at OCPD's comment because she's like, her name is Denise Key and Peele. Put it for me. D nice. No, you say your name right. D nice. I love the substitute teacher skits are the best. I bring those up all the time.
Funny.
So funny. Tomorrow morning, the Daily Dish, 9:30. Monday through Friday, I do the Daily Dish at 9:30 a.m. right now. Typically, we're streaming that right into culture. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do a shorter Daily Dish show. Actually, Lorena, thank you so much for being on the Daily Dish this morning. Appreciate you coming over. So if you haven't watched that, you can rewatch that. Lorena's on there for this morning's show, but it's up on YouTube right now. And we'll be going from about 9:30 to, I want to say, 10:20, and then we'll premiere that Universal vlog that I talked about earlier. And that runs for about 17 minutes to run right into Culture Casino. Should be perfect timing for that. And then I will end the full show because I had to cut it down for the vlog. But there's Cinesational's show. I had the whole show on video, and I'll be editing that together so that I can put the entire Cinesational show up as well. So that's what I have going on my channel at the moment. And I'm also going to be on Pro in a few minutes. So I just got the invite. So I'll be on Pro at 8:00.
All right. Well, folks, make sure you subscribe. Check out Ron's channel. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. Yes, there is Dark Council. I will be there on the second hour. It's been a really busy day for me. So yes, happening on Fatal J's channel, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I will drop in around 9:30 p.m. Eastern, and y'all can tell me if they started the show on time or not. I'm a lot better at it lately, but nothing but love for you guys. As for myself, I am heading on over to Verbal Riot Show's channel, so I should be there in about 15 minutes behind schedule. You can also see me in the Dark Council. I will be popping on around 9:30 at night. Tomorrow at 5:45 p.m., I'm going to try this again to watch the Mega Movie Parade over at Universal. Last week, we had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Parade didn't go off, so I'm going to try to see the parade again. And not only that, but the Bloomhouse Scare Zone has construction going on. So we're going to do a walkthrough of all the scare zones, see how all of the construction is going. We're putting the stuff together. We're going to walk through and see that as well, and maybe see if there's any hints about the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store, because that should be opening in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. Usually it's right before Halloween Horror Nights, so it's definitely going to be before August 30th. So we're going to look for clues, because they like to leave clues. So you guys are awesome, and yes, it literally did rain on my parade.
Trickle triple.
Well, you guys take care. Also, remember, Friday I'm going to be out at the Magic Kingdom for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And hopefully I'll have 2 videos done before that time to give you my 5 must-dos and the 5 things you are doing wrong if you're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So subscribe to all my folks up here. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.